Hey everyone, welcome back to Ryan Parker Studios. Time to get smoking. Well, not really. This time we're actually going to do some maintenance because really part of grilling and smoking and cooking is maintaining your cooking elements in your gear. Now, I'm not one to preach because I'm pretty terrible at it. My wife yells at me all the time. But I figured since I was in the process of cleaning up our griddle for our RV, would be a perfect time to show you guys. So we're going to take this. Oh yeah, look how bad that is. And we are going to turn it into this. Pretty cool, right? I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I actually started the first part of this before it hit me that, hey, this would actually be good to put on this channel. So what we've done so far, is we have used this Dawn Platinum Plus Powerwash, and we sprayed it all over there. And then we used an SOS pad to really start to grind everything off. And you can still see a little bit of, this brown area here. That's still a little bit of the rust and things like that was on here before. And if you look at this side, you can see that corner is still kind of black and the side is still kind of seasoned already. But I'm going to flip this upside down here in a moment, and we're going to let it sit, try to get some of that off before we reseason it. But after I did the power wash and the SOS pad, this is like a mixture of 50-50 vinegar and water. So that's going to help take some more of the corrosion and stuff off, so we can try to get down to as clean of a slate as we can. And then we're going to reseason it using the propane heat out actually on the RV. So I'm going to flip this over. And then there you can kind of see still some of the rust, but that should come off once I wipe it down again. But I'm going to turn it upside down, and we're going to let it sit a little bit longer here, let the vinegar solution do its work, and then we're going to come back and move on to the next phase of getting this reseasoned. Okay, so this is set for a while. So we're going to go in, and I'm actually going to use one of these sponges now. And we are going to go ahead and just do some wipe downs of this, and then we're going to let it dry. So let's kind of see what we've got. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit more of an SOS first. So I'm going to get the last little bit of this. Yeah, we needed that SOS. Now, it's okay if it's not 100% perfect, because we're going to be seasoning it. So we will be okay if there's a little bit of ickiness still left. We will burn it off. And for the most part, we are good. Now this bottom part here, obviously we still want to try to get it as nice as we can, but you're not cooking the food on this part, so this is just the heating element. All right. So, as you can see, most of that black gunk is off, so we've got at least most of the cooking surface taken care of. There's a little staining here, but that was probably from the way I had it sitting. And we'll be able to take care of that once we start actually putting it on the burner and heating it up and starting to add the seasoning layers back on here to give it that nice dark look. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so for the next step of reseasoning this, we've got two items here. We've got Crisbee stick. This is basically used for seasoning new, or reseasoning in this case, cast iron skillets and blacktops. So that's gonna be our first layer. And then we've got avocado oil. So we do the Crisbee stick once, and then we do 5 rounds of avocado oil. And then what we should see is the grill top slowly getting that darker, rich coloring as the oil sets in and gives us a new seasoning layer to be able to, be ready to go with a nice, clean and refreshed blacktop griddle. So let's go ahead, turn on the propane and get started. I should say one of the other things that we are going to be using, at least in my case, is this, which is my butane torch that I use for doing creme brulee and stuff like that. Really, it'd be better if you had a bigger flame source so you can get the sides, which I do have, but it's actually too big because of how close I am and I don't have a connection to get this away from the RV. I'm not going to use my big propane torch on this. I'm just going to use my small butane and hopefully still be able to do what I need around the edges here to season it up. All right, let's get this thing lit. All right, one of the other things we're going to use is a paper towel and some tongs, because as we put the griddle crispy stuff and the oil on here, we don't want it to pool too much in one area. So we're going to go ahead and wait just a few more moments to let this heat up. Kind of helping the edges, because my grill, I've noticed the edges don't get super hot, so they'll still blacken on their own, but it would take a lot longer. So I'm just giving it a little bit of help. But you can already see it's starting to get nice and black again. And now it's time to add the avocado oil, and we're going to do 5 rounds of the avocado oil. That way we build up a nice little base layer here. Since I've already got this kind of up to temperature, I'm not gonna do too much of the other burner, I think, at this point. You can already see the outside is starting to turn nice and black. Getting that seasoning, getting that seasoning. All right, we have officially cleaned up, gotten rid of the rust, at least most of the rust, and then reseasoned our griddle here for our RV. Let's take a closer look and see the finished product. It's still a little hot, so we're not gonna get too close. And there you go. We have ourselves a nice, clean, reseasoned and fresh griddle for our next camping trip. Awesome. All right, well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure to hit a like and share this out, and give me a comment. Tell me if you have tried this process before, or if you have a different process for reseasoning your griddle. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep on smoking.